Hello, hello. All right, we're back. It is deck review time. Hello, hello, chat. You got work trinketing your mage. Nice. Thank you, Jace. All right. Let's finish going over these decks. I think I've done most of these. This is from June. This is just I was a little behind. Did I do this one? No. And I don't think I've done this Avacyn either. Alrighty. Okay. Avacyn by Mechbot. I see World Slayer, so that's funny. Let's see what this person wrote. This is a bracket 4 deck. You ramp it to Avacyn, stall with stacks and board wipes. Right. Wondering if they should go a more hate bear approach. Okay. You got a new job, so you're not sure if you did. Well, you never know. Learn to weld without the jar. Okay, so this is mono white stacks. I see. Interesting. Now, I'm thinking about building a mono white stacks deck too, but not with this commander. The problem with having an 8-drop in the command zone when you play a stacks deck is that this type of stacks deck plays stuff like Hikori and Winter Orb, and you are restricting mana heavily, which includes your own often. Yeah, so that is a bit tricky. Funny blow up the world. Yeah, World Slayer is a really funny card with Avacyn. My friend actually had a World Slayer deck with Kefnet. Yeah, it was a Kefnet the Mindful World Slayer deck. You go like end of turn, Werve Invention to put World Slayer in play, and then you'd untap like Equip Swing. It was a crazy control deck. It was really cool. So here's what I would say with this is if you're, we really gotta like hone in a little bit more on what's relevant and important. And one thing that I'm noticing from this list heavily is we're not breaking parity with the Winter Orb super well, or the Hikori Dust Drinker that well. So like I see these mana restrictions, and we're not beating it enough. You know what I mean? So like Gilded Lotus, Thran Dynamo, Throne of Eldraine, Clock of Omens. We should also just get a static orb in here as well. Like, one of the best ways to get around these effects is to have things like Gilded Lotus in play. Like, yeah, underneath a Winter Orb, you only untap one land, but you untap all of your mana rocks. So, like, we need to be playing a lot of mana rocks. And additionally, things like Gilded Lotus let you ramp into Avacyn really fast. Clock of Omens lets you tap down and untap, your mana rocks. I don't, obviously these things are like expensive, so if you're not, proxy them, but like, this poster said that they specifically wanted this deck to be as strong as you can make it for bracket 4, and that would be Ancient Tomb, that would be a City of Traders, that would be Grim Monolith, honestly Basalt Monolith as well. Like, we really need these huge bursts of mana to like cheat Avacyn into play and also break parity with these stacks pieces. Did I retire Heliod for the Boros Force Combat deck? I did, yeah. Yeah, so you'll see my decks are going to get updated soon. So, like, Heliod's gone, and it's basically the Sporos list. And then Small Dude Big Knife is also going to get retired because this deck is really boring. Sig is also going to get retired, so these two are going to get axed. And you'll see, I'm going to change Mean and Den. The list is going to be very different, so it won't be my bracket 4 list. My control deck is going to be different, and then this is going to be replaced with a new bracket 4 list. Oh yeah, I forgot Mana Vault, thank you. What about the 4 mana guy that ramps everyone? You don't want to ramp everyone in this deck. Unwinding Clock? Unwinding Clock is slightly awkward because you don't want to untap the Winter Orb. You want to have the ability to tap Winter Orb down to allow another player to untap. And then... Well, does Unwinding Clock mess with that? I don't know, wait. I mean, we're not playing anything at instant speed, so actually I don't think we care about Unwinding Clock regardless. Swap for Snow Basics for the Extraplanar Lens. I mean, yeah, honestly, I'm going to probably recommend cutting Extraplanar Lens. Extraplanar Lens is really not great in a deck playing Armageddon and Ravagers of War. The keys? Is that it? What keys? You're a little sad about that. You love Heliod, you even built your own. I mean, Heliod's cool. I feel like I explored all of the ideas I wanted to do with Heliod, and the deck kind of reached where it was. And I wanted to build, a more intensive bracket 4 stacks deck. Oh, Voltaic. Well, we don't want to untap too many things. Do we need them for the monoliths and stuff? Maybe. I hate that they don't do anything on their own, though. You know what I'm saying? I do like Winter Moon, either. Yeah, the problem with the keys is they don't do anything without one of those pieces in play. They're kind of awkward draws, you know? Am I still going to have a Humility deck? Oh, of course, of course. I don't want Humility to rot in my binder. That's my favorite card of all time. But it's not going in the bracket 4 stacks deck. It's going in a different list that is very jank. Unblockable creature it is. I don't think that matters. Do we want Crucible or Sun Titan to get things back after MLDing? Maybe. Maybe. I think Crucible might be too slow in this list, but Sun Titan might make the cut. Oh, yeah, thank you, Great Value, for becoming a member. Enjoy those trinket emotes. What am I sipping? I'm just drinking water. I've been sick as of late, so I'm just some water for me now. Land tax is actually kind of doo doo here because if we Armageddon with, if our goal is to Armageddon with Avacyn in play, like, or break parity, because what happens is with Armageddon, you usually want to cast it and then play your land drop for turn, so you're actually always ahead on lands, which makes a land tax like weirdly bad. You've gotten cards since the submission for this deck was locked in. I don't know how Architect works. Are there any edits? You made it. If you made edits before I made this folder, then it would have happened. If not, then it hadn't been changed. Yeah, I feel better already. I was like super sick last week. So Maggots of the Disc and Nivenroll's Disc are probably way too slow. Blind Obedience is probably better than Authority of the Consoles, but you honestly might want both. I also really like Kismet is so good under a Winter Orb. It is absolutely brutal because it makes your land center tapped. Man, I'm still dying though. Fuck. Would Oswald be good here? Oswald's pretty good. I don't know if he's that good here because you don't want to sack your Winter Orb, and we don't have that many 1-drops to tutor it, so I think it'd be a different deck. Yes, Aura of Silence, another banger. Platinum Angel, let's get this crap out of here. Garbo. Temple is under attack. Don't give your opponents resources in a stacks deck. Monologue Tax is really bad. And if you blow up all their lands, they're not going to second spell anyway. Kismet's funny, but there's also Orb of Dreams is also really silly. Kismet's one-sided. This one's funny because it says permanents enter tapped, which means like planeswalkers enter tapped, which is a really funny kind of thing because when's the last time you saw a tapped planeswalker? Urza Saga to get mana, etc. It's really only gonna have Soul Ring and Mana Vault as a target. Is that good enough? Maybe that's good enough. I hate Smuggler's Share. I think that card is like, if you're playing against like competent players, it doesn't do jack shit. Yeah, Trouble in Pairs. That's another banger. What about a Flash Enabler? Then that's too many. That's too many things. It's too many things. Because then the Flash Enabler is kind of useless otherwise, and the clock's useless otherwise. Do you go up on Hushbringer effects? Honestly, no. I think your opponent shouldn't have permanents in play if this deck is functioning. I just noticed we're missing Cataclysm. I know it doesn't break parity with Avacyn specifically, but it is really good in a deck like this. Because what you do is you go, alright, I pick my one land, which is Ancient Tomb. I pick my one artifact, which is Gilded Lotus. And then you pick, a creature, an enchantment, or whatever. And if your enchantment is a Smothering Tithe and your creature is like I don't know, something useful, you're like a billion, trillion miles ahead of everyone else. You're spoiled by blue and green decks. This seems hard to build. It is hard to build mono white. Containment Priest is going to be a meta call, So as we're doing Artifact Ramp, it's probably worth mixing in a little catch-up ramp. No catch-up ramp. We're playing Mass Land Destruction. We are going to have more lands than our opponents. Catch-up ramp is not going to work. Man, I gotta cut a ton of crap here. We're cutting some of these board wipes. There's too many of them. We need the ramp to cast Avacyn, not after Avacyn plus Armageddon. I mean, yeah, but I feel like the artifact ramp will just get you there. How about the Counterthopter? I don't know what card you're referring to. I actually don't think we need Ghostly Prison if we have like 8 board wipes. Witch Enchanter. Yeah. Witch Enchanter should be in. Herald of the Eternal Dawn. Get this crap out of here. There's 1 billion mana? We already have a 1 billion mana card in the command zone. We don't need any more in the 99. Oh yeah, Banisher Priest spells Contained Priest is really funny. And then you just like flicker the Banisher Priest. It is pretty sweet. Why run where Farewell over a sweeper that works with Avacyn? Because you don't always have Avacyn in play. It's an 8-drop. What are we at? 1, 2, 3 of these are lands. 4 of these are lands. So that's 15 to 11. So I needed 4 more cuts. The artifact creature, when it attacks, you sacrifice it and spells can't be countered? Not a clue. Is Marble Diamond worth keeping over other rocks here? Yeah, I think in a land destruction deck, like a random rock is significantly higher value. Oh, Hope of Girapur. Oh, that's a funny ad. I don't know how necessary that is. I feel like it's worse than just like defense grid. This deck probably needs a 1 ring if there's a bracket 4. I mean, yeah, probably. Man, I hate the 1 ring so much. Let's ditch Path to Exile. I don't want to give anybody a land. Don't want to give anybody cards. Here, Rendezvous. Get this crap out of here. Hardican. No, not Hardican. That's a different card. I do agree with the 1 ring is really boring. It is one of the lamest Magic cards ever printed. Inshallah. It's just such a awfully designed card. I absolutely hate the 1 ring. The hell, you may pay if the 4 is paid. Choose to not allow permanents to transfer under its hands. The hell? This card sucks. Alright. 19, 18. 17. Alright, I got 2 more cuts. Cut a deal is also kind of bleh. Yeah, no, I already cut a deal. Not a fan of that. Do you need Pearl Medallion if you're putting a lot of colorless rocks in the deck? Yes and no. I agree Pearl Medallion doesn't help with the rocks, but it does help you double spell really well. It's pretty good in a deck like this. I think Ruined Halo is like I love it. I think it's funny, but like it's not that good because the problem with Ruined Halo is it's not like a it's not that the card can't be played. It says you have protection from the chosen card name, so it's not like it actually stops a Cyclonic Rift or something. What is this deck trying to do? Fly over stuff? I mean, it's going to destroy your opponent's resources and then you just overpower them. Like, I feel like you like Turbo Ramp, Avacyn, Armageddon, Board Wipe. I'm pretty sure they can't recover before Avacyn kills them. Protection from Thassa's Oracle still lose. Yeah, exactly. It's not like a Nevermore effect. Boundless Horizons, Endless Horizons is what you mean. It is funny, but I don't think it's needed. Do we need Windborn Muse? You know what? We definitely don't. All right. Yeah, first deck of the day. I didn't stick to my 3 cuts and 3 ads, but here's a bunch of changes for your deck. Obviously, if you're working on a budget, you don't need the Ancient Tomb and City of Traders or whatever. Excuse me. Those can just be basics, if you're working on a budget. So, but really the main takeaway here is like big ramp to play your Avacyn quicker and then more stacks pieces to stacks more. Worldslayer might be too Boomer Core. It is something that post Avacyn you just cast and win the game, right? Like once you have 8 mana for Avacyn, you'll. I guess it's not 10 mana for Worldslayer. I don't know. It's funny. Well, I'm moving on to the next deck. We're looking at Brimaz. I have played against this. Oh wait, did I already do this one? Do these look like cards I would add? I don't think I've done this one. No, there's just a. I forgot to clear the sideboard and maybe board. All right. I have played against a Brimaz like I don't know. I don't know, a dozen times because it's a popular commander, and I don't remember what the hell he does. This card literally never does anything. The precon that this thing comes in is like dog water. It is so bad. I've never seen them like have a lasting impact on any game ever. When you cast a Phyrexian creature or artifact spell, you incubate X-Rex that spell's mana value. Sure. The beginning of each end step, if a Phyrexian died, each end step. Okay, cool. If a Phyrexian died, you populate. Sure. It's a card. I mean, this is obviously not the precon, so I assume this deck is like significantly better. But the but man, oh man, is the precon that this thing comes with like so bad. All right, let's see what this patron said. Hello, this is my Phyrexian Tribal Brimaz deck. Aims to play Phyrexians, incubate, proliferate, yada yada. Happy with it. Curious what you think about the game plan. Every card works towards it. Don't have too much of an issue with it, but I'm gonna see if there's anything better to add. Okay, so like minor upgrades. Incubating is great when you Sunfall, yeah. Bought the precon for this dude. I started playing because I didn't know he was fucking terrible. I mean, like, it's like, I don't know. This is just like one of the weakest precons I've ever seen. I don't know what it is in particular. But yeah, obviously this is not the precon. This is a significantly upgraded version of it, if you'd even call it that. Man. One thing that I'm looking at. Norn's Annex is so 2011. I mean, you're not wrong. This card does suck. It's really bad. Man, I do love Norn's Annex, but this card is doo-doo. I do agree with you. First in Trouble doesn't really do anything because Phyrexians don't have any overarching mechanics besides Infect. I mean, yeah. Yo, what up, Airsoft? You wrong? She Brimaz on my blight till I Orcros. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Hey, everybody go subscribe to Airsoft Wrong if you like airsofting content. Invasion of... What does this one do? When it enters the battlefield, return to... Oh, this reanimates like a permanent. Yeah, this one's actually pretty not too shabby. This one turns into the gun, right? The blaster. Holy Fizzle Cannon. Sure. I mean, there's like... This is my problem, is like a lot of these are just like random... like random Phyrexians. Like, does Mother Machines even like do anything in particular here? I guess it's good with Massacre Room. Why couldn't they have made Phyrexians cohesive? Favorite story and creatures and live in them? I mean, that is the problem. Like, things like Phyrexian Obliterator, cool card. Objectively cool card. Doesn't really do anything else, you know? Phyrexian Vindicator is kind of like a funny version of that, and then, like, that's it, you know? Yeah, this sure is a pile of Phyrexians, and then also Wormcoil Engine is here too, I guess. Oh, Mirror Entity is actually good, right? Because the incubates are 0/0s with counters. Oh crap! You're kind of spitting here. Yeah, Mirror Entity is a crazy finisher. Casual Crick, yeah, the Crick is just kind of like there. I mean, it's really good with stuff like Sign in Blood. Although, isn't Night's Whisper just better than Sign in Blood? Oh, this is Night's Whisper. All right. Phyrexians do things, but not together. Yeah. You know what's a crazy upgrade for this deck? Man, this is not a budget card, but this is not a budget deck. You ever heard of Lake of the Dead? ETP, you have to sack a swamp, and it taps for black. But you can also tap, sack a creature, add quadruple black, which in a deck like this that cares about sacrificing creatures to proliferate is actually insane. You sack like a little Phyrexian Might to make quad black. It's pretty grody. You can just cast a Phyrexian Obliterator. It's awesome. Might plus Ultra plus KCI plus Elas. Yeah, but I don't think they're trying to make this a combo deck. Although, yeah, you could just add KCI and go ham. Phyrexian Awakening. When it enters Incubate 4, gives your Phyrexian's Vigilance. Sure. Is there a reason it still costs a fortune? The Lake of the Dead? It's reserve list. They're all Phyrexian, so it's on theme. I mean, that's true. That's true. McCready would go crazy. Would it? Because with the counters, I think they get too big. How do we not have Phyrexian Tower in the Phyrexian deck? You know, that's actually true, and it's pretty good with the commander. Wait a second. uh, man, is Vat a rebirth any good? Whenever another artifact creature put in the graveyard, oil counter, remove 4 oil counters, return. It's so slow. I guess it's not that bad. Jet Medallion with a... Honestly, the Jet Medallion and Pearl Medallion is giving me a little bit of pause because there is a lot of pips. But it's also a pretty chunky deck. There's a lot of... 3, 6, 5 generic costs here. So, I don't know. I think it's probably good enough. Are there any non-blue turn artifacts into creatures? I think there's a couple of artifact ones that really suck. Vat, you're right. It is a proliferate deck, so. Using Echo Storm to reach critical amount? What is Echo Storm? Oh. Not for this deck, though, yeah. Mirror Convert. Norn's Inquisitor. Incubate 2. Whenever a permanent control transforms into a Phyrexian, put a counter on it. This card has to be bad, right? That's like so... even in this deck, this card has to be bad, right? Am I crazy? This feels not good. Semester's End. Black Planet from EOE. The Black Planet's probably good, yeah. You have so many 2-drops. I do think maybe we should go down. Wait, is Wormcoil a Phyrexian worm? I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a Phyrexian type. Norn's Inquisitor is about as good as Champion of the Perished. Is it? Oh, okay. Thousand Moon Smithy. Oh. Thousand Moon Smithy is pretty damn good. I don't think we have enough artifacts for Thousand Moon Smithy, though. Ah, man, I don't know how good some of these cards like Itchings of the Chosen are. Deadly Dispute, Exercise the Imperfect. They got the big type update from a while ago. Oh, okay. I feel like I want to cut Crick, but I don't want to cut him for like flavor reasons. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's like better in a proliferate deck. He just feels so underused in this list. Anything interesting to Masquer Nexus? Not really. I feel I don't know. This is the strange thing is like cards like Excise the Imperfect is like there's probably better removal to play, but it's not on flavor and theme, So it's kind of hard for me to make too many suggestions. Yeah, the lifelink does help stabilize. Oh, the Defilers are good. Is the black one any good? I forget what it does. Defiler. You may pay 2. It's +1/+1 in minutes until end of turn? That sucks. Wait, what? I feel like Defiler of Faith is like way better. Maybe we add that. It's true, I'm not the flavor mage. Um, yeah, maybe that's it. I don't like. I don't want to tell you like, you should cut, excise the imperfect or whatever. Or, cut Sunfall for farewell because Sunfall is like, it's the incubate card. It's kind of made for this deck. You know, the black one is legit the worst. Yeah, I think the black one is definitely the worst. That is so. The green one's nuts. The white one's good. Blue one is decent. Um, and the red one's okay, but the black one sucks. Finally, a red cycle where red isn't the worst. A cycle where red isn't the worst. Yeah, I think these are my changes. You can probably just cut like a swamp and a plains, or two swamps for maybe a swamp and a plains, because you don't want to go down too many swamps for Lake of the Dead. And then Mirror Entity, yeah, crazy finisher on this deck. Defiler of Faith seems like pretty damn good as well. You have plenty of white permanents. And then Norn's Annex, yeah, sucks. Norn's Inquisitor probably way too slow. I think you just make those cuts. Moving on. Got a gnome sorcerer? Oh, Genome sorcerer, excuse me. He's not a gnome. um, yeah, I played against this at Vegas once. Someone made the deck. He makes little wizard guys that ping, and then if you control 4 wizards, he flips and dips into this guy that says if a wizard does damage, does double instead. Yeah. Basilisk color is kind of interesting because they can't ping creatures. I guess it works on the other guys. Whenever creature attacks, you shall for basic land. I should probably read what this user said because I didn't. What is the living weapon here for? Here we go. Still work in progress. Mainly pure spell slingers. What I like about this command is it triggers on non-creature spells, not just instant sources. Therefore, you stayed away from the gutter snipe type cards and opted for Curskation Mage. The card doesn't say. For this reason, you've included. Okay. Zoom in artifacts and equipment that come with the creature to trigger the. Okay. I see. This still doesn't seem very good. Bitterthorn is great. I don't get it. What am I missing about this card? Whenever a quick creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. So you get 1 attack in because it's a 1/1. And then this deck makes 0/1s. It's not like you get other attacks. Lets you ramp every turn. But if it gets blocked, you have to spend 3 mana to re-equip an attack to ramp again. And then you're going to be attacking with a 1/2 wizard probably. I don't want to spend 3 mana every turn. Yeah, why would this deck want bad Sword of the Animus? There's nobody to hold the sword is the problem. Red Mage's Ripper. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end turn. It is a wizard in addition to its other types. That can actually be dangerous. How long until we get the Labubu secret lair? Mark Rosetter and I are working on it right now, you know? We got loot already. That's true. When you unlock this door, make 3 devils. Okay. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to your opponent, it does that much plus 2. I see. Okay. This next needs Osier and will win fast. Yeah, Osier is pretty good. I think it's just better than Tortured Pit, right? I mean, it is, you know, like $9 or whatever, but it's 4 mana. When we get Looney Tunes Secret Lair, do you think we'll get a big Chungus card? I mean, of course. Please get Wizard's Lightning out of here. It hurt me. It is 3 mana Lightning Bolt a lot of the time, which is funny. Not very good though. I do agree. We can find something better. Play Battle of Ragath. What? Battle of Rag. What? Custom Storm stuff, Bergie. Yeah, could go more of a Storm route. Grievous Wound is really funny. That's all I have to say about that. You know, I've tested out Blood for the Blood God. Actually, I think this card is like doo-doo garbo. I think the conditions are too specific. Archer is not a wizard. That is true. It still does what you want it to, though. Saga Urabrask? Yeah, that's probably a good one. It's over $10. Mana guys are okay. You know what I'm surprised isn't here? Is anything that like copies spells, really. Ever play like is it Increasing Ambition? Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go, Increasing Vengeance. This one's pretty sweet. Light up the stage. That one's good. I mean, this person said they didn't want to do just the instance and sorcery stuff and wanted to have like artifact sub themes. So I'm trying to think more about working that in. There's some good artifacts that help out with this type of theme. Probably like lightning. Is it Sentinel Tower? Sentinel Tower. You don't want to go down the spell center. Yeah. You wanted to focus more on artifacts, right? Sentinel Tower only triggers an instant sorceries, but it is an artifact, I guess. What is that card called? It's like the red enchantment. And it makes like artifacts do 1 more damage. And red spells. Kind of blanking on the name. Turn this into a Monument of Progress deck? What is Monument of Progress? The spell bombs are mad decent for this. Oh, spell bombs could be good. Uh, Aether Revolt, whenever you get... Oh, that wasn't the card I was thinking of, but... No, that is like a 3-mana one. It's the monument from Aether Drift. Oh. I mean, if you want to lean more towards artifacts, maybe this is like a... I'm not thinking of Garrett or Aether Grid, although that is a decent idea. Hang on. I'm going to pull up this card because nobody knows what I'm talking about. Hang on. Mechanized Warfare. There we go. I don't know if we have enough artifacts doing damage for this, though. Wait, what card? Totally get that I found. You've cut Boots and Greaves from all your decks for more general protection. Honestly, I do actually think, yeah, I like that. I suppose it depends on how many artifact synergies we add in, though. Oh, maybe the new weapons manufacturing? Yeah. What is this? Whenever a non-token artifact control enters, create a colorless artifact and munitions with, when this leaves the battlefield, deals 2 damage to any target. But then we would need something to, like, sack it, you know? Oh, you know what also might be good is Tago? Because with the rock, the creature deals the damage. So if you give your rocks to the wizards, it actually does do double damage. Yeah, there we go. Reckless Fireweaver. Oh, and what's the other one? Artillery Expert? Artillery Enthusiast? Is that what it is? No. Oh no, it's... You know what? This is what EDH Record is for. Reckless Fire... Reckless Fireweaver is commonly played with... Ingenious Artillerist. That's what I was thinking of. Doesn't Kuja only care about spells cast, not artifacts enter? Yes, but this person wanted to make an artifact build of it, specifically. Osier and March of the Machines enchantment both don't work with the mages due to them being black creatures. Oh, that's true. I forgot. They're not black-red wizards, they're just mono-black. Yeah, damn. Any merit to Skull Clamp? I mean, there's a lot of merit to Skull Clamp. Dragon Spark? What is Dragon Spark? Sure, that's funny. I don't know if we're having enough artifacts enter for it to work, but it is a funny card. Skull Clap is pretty good. Storm Kiln is also... Is Storm Killed any non-creature? No, it's not. Let's look for some more cuts here, because I kind of like most of these ads. Nah, Pirate Spellbomb's kind of bad if you're not looping it. Oh, big score and the likes? Maybe. I mean, we already have, like... But the problem is you're in black, so, like, Reckoner's Bargain and Deadly Dispute are kind of just that, but better. You know? Um... Trample, ward, discard a card. Whenever it becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it's crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains... Whenever this creature is combat to a player, draw 2 cards until end of... What? What? Wait, am I missing something? Is this card actually good? Seems terrible. Oh, thank you, Kuja. Just realized this tech was 101 at the start. Oh, it is. We need to find 1 extra cut. I didn't even notice it was at 101. Honestly, with Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves, I don't know if you need 3 of these Not Dead After All type effects, Feign Death and such. That is a lot. You know, that's a lot of protection. I think maybe you could go down one of these, probably Swiftfoot Boots being the worst of them. Virtue of Courage is good. It's kind of expensive, right? It's like 20 bucks. Dark Right's already in here. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Airsofting wrong. None of them are Malakir Rebirth. Yeah, Malakir Rebirth is also like a $15 card. So okay, I guess these are my cuts, and then this way we're also at like 100. I like the idea of making it like an artifact build. It's just kind of weird because it doesn't do a whole lot with the commander. You know what I'm saying? Could you get your deck review next, if that's all right? Which one did you do, Helios? What did you submit? Is Virtue of Courage $2? Oh, whoa. Did you get? It didn't get reprinted. I thought it was like really expensive. Rubber bands? I don't see your list here. This is from like 2 months ago because I'm catching up. So if you submitted like for last month, then it wouldn't be here. Okay, I think I have time for like one more. Let's see. We just did this. Did I do this Hogak list yet? No, I did not do this Hogak list. Okay, cool. The Grist list? Oh, this one. Oh, I missed it. Sure, I'll do yours. I can do yours right now. Grist. Let's see. What did you say about your Grist list? Uh, I don't see where it was posted. Oops. You can just, I guess you're in the chat. You can just tell me about your Grist list. Why can't I find it here? Well, all right. Let's immediately just look at. I don't even remember what this Grist does. Hang on. 1 mana death touch. When it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, you may pay green. If you do, you flip it. Create a 1/1 insect. Then mill 2 cards. Put a death touch counter on a token if a black card was milled this way. Sure. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay. For each creature in your graveyard that is a create a token copy of except a 1/1 insect. Cool. Hello, what is up? Yeah, I do agree. We have like one Assassin's Trophy and just Grist, and like not a whole lot of interactions. So I'm kind of a little confused. I do feel like we need some more interaction. I don't. Like Beast Within. We have no Wraths. You pinged. You found the thing. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So graveyard self mill matters. High power bracket. This is for bracket 4. Your main win lines are Dark Depths, Coffee, Land Tricks, other high volume cards like Field of the Dead. If I had to pick a direction, go with more land combo and potential tutors. Sideboard contains cards that you consider. Okay. Worth noting a few things for you. This is an unsleeved deck, so no MDFCs. Okay. I'm definitely open to adding cards, but would prefer suggest cards that you already own. Oh, Elk already looked at this deck. That's funny. Okay, I guess I should pull up your thing. I'm confused how this deck functions. Because at least in my experience, for bracket 4, if you don't have interaction, you get absolutely obliterated. Um, like bracket 4 is like usually pretty combo heavy, and you have no fast mana, so you're definitely not the fastest combo deck. So I don't know how you would ever win a single game. I think that's my biggest issue. Yeah, no Protean Hulk. Yeah, let's go to this primer here. See what the combo lines are. Oops, did I go too fast? It doesn't say the combo lines. Hold up. Okay. Basically, it mills into its combo and then mass reanimates. What are we mass reanimating with? You have Hermit Druid? Yeah, Hermit Druid would be great for something like this. I don't know. My thing about this deck is it doesn't look or feel like a bracket 4 deck at all. Like, to me, this is like a mid-power bracket 3. I don't really see... Like, does it just fold to one Tormod's Crypt? Grist Ultimate? That can't be your only mass land reanimation. Am I crazy? How do you get to 6? Is there something... Is there something, like, I'm missing? Like, I feel like this isn't a bracket 4 deck. It needs Living Death or something. Like, I'm so just bad. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying the deck is bad or anything. I don't. The description you gave of it. Oh, here's Hermit Druid. The description you gave of it is not what I'm seeing. Is my thing. I'm kind of confused. No, we can't run Academ's Awakening because this is an unsleeved deck and that's an MDFC. Yeah, I have no clue. I don't even. But you are saying it's bad. No, it's not bad. I'm saying it's just not bracket 4. I'm not like mad or anything. I just don't get how this deck is winning. That's my problem. Is I'm really confused here. Having to pass the turn in bracket 4 just feel, yeah, exactly. So here's what I'm, when I'm looking at, like, thinking of a bracket 4 deck, I'm thinking of things playing Chain of Smog with, like, Witherbloom Apprentice, right? This is 2 card, 4 mana, win the game. And this is, like, not quite good enough for CDH these days. Most CDH decks are not on this plan. It's kind of weak. And it's a lot easier to interact with because you have to discard your hand. That is what I think of bracket 4. This deck isn't doing anything close to as powerful and efficient as that. MDFC's in the unsleeved deck for dominance. That's funny. That's funny. Living Death might be an addition because I don't even see how you're. I don't think this deck would beat my Taunos deck, and that's bracket 2. I think I just, like, play Trinket Mage, grab Soul Guide Lantern, and you fold. Oh yeah, Niv Mizzet with Curiosity is also, like, that's like Probably bracket 4, maybe 3 if you have no tutors or something, you know? Living Death. I mean, if you want to like untap and win the game, like we could play like Mortal Kombat or something. If you just like turbo self mill, Mortal Kombat's pretty funny. That's how you usually win. You win with ultimating the Grist. Like you flip it and then go plus 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 minus, and your commander sticks around for 4 turns. That's your play group needs more interaction, my friend. If you're able to like just plus your Planeswalker to the ultimate, that's kind of crazy. Mortal Kombat is peak. It's really funny. Is Niv Mizzet Perun with Niv Mizzet Visionary bracket 3 or 4? I mean, is that 2 6-mana cards that combo? That seems bracket 3 to me. Yeah, you could proliferate. That's another option. I think we really want Living Death. And others, right? We can go here. Living Death. And we can pull up other similar effects. I don't know if there's too many other things that does what Living Death does, though. Oh, Balthor the Defiled. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. This is another master animation that's pretty sweet. It reanimates for everybody, but presumably you'll win. Bringer of the Last Gift? Bringer of the Last. Oh, is this? Oh, I have this alt art is so sweet. If it was cast, all players sacrifice all their creatures, then returns all. Oh, it's just an 8-mana Living Death on a dude. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. You're more just using her for incremental mill. Focus on the commanders, not your intention. Oh, okay. Wait, wait. Helios, what is the mass reanimation in this in the list? Is there something I'm missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Just put Torment Hailfire in there. Yeah, sure. I mean, you need mana for Torment to do anything. Yeah, what up, Grave Robber? Now, of course, we can do this like totally differently, right? Is this just like, oh, Aftermath Analyst. Sack this creature, return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield. Right, that just gets your lands back. I mean, that just gives you some like tokens, right? And then you can Dark Depths. There is a Field of the Dead, yeah. I look, Airsoft wrong. I agree. Static Graveyard Hate completely demolishes this deck. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say so. When you said mass reanimation, I thought you meant creature reanimation, not lands, which is why I was so confused. If you're looking to mass land reanimate and you want to win with that, that's a different story. Then we ditch, Balthor, we ditch this guy, we ditch Living Death, and Mortal Kombat, I guess. And yeah, we probably want like a splendid splendid reclamation. You could do like a scape shift. Is like pretty sweet. Scape shift $50 these days. What the hell? Yeah, cards like this, if you want to be on the Dark Depths plan, then I feel like you need more stuff like that. You probably want Hex Mage, right? No. What's the card that combos with Dark Depths? It's got Hex in the name. It is a creature. It is black. Vampire Hex Mage. There it is. Probably want Vampire Hex Mage. Yes, thank you. Shifting Woodland and Lumbra? What the hell is a Lumbra? Lumbra's already in the deck. That one's already here. It's a Lumbra. I do agree with Shifting Woodland, though. Oh, is it already in there? Did I miss it? It is in there. I missed it. Yeah, World Shaper is great. World Shaper. You know, we have a... Like, this is the stuff I think you want for the land thing, because this lets you get back your Dark Depths and, you know, reanimate Vampire Hex Mage and then flip your thing and yada yada yada. I think we just also need like a Nature's Claim or something. It just feels like you fold to any interaction. Mutated Cultist? I don't... When you cast a spell, remove all counters from one target permanent or opponent to the next turn. I guess it does work with Dark Depths, but you have to hold it in hand, which is a little awkward. And you can't reanimate it, because this is a cast trigger. Oh, you got Ice Steel Explorer from EOE? Nice. That's perfect for this list. Okay, let's find some cuts. Maybe Warren Soul Trader. We don't want to be sacrificing creatures that much. Right? We're like a land looping deck. Might just be good enough anyway. I think these mana rocks definitely get axed. Well, maybe not max Amber. It's fast mana. How did it feel about Crucible Worlds and the newer one? If you're adding Ice Till Explorer, I don't think you need Crucible in this deck. You're also cutting Jared. He's underperformed for me. Who's Jared? Oh, Gerard? I'm stupid. Yeah, he kind of has to be built around, to be honest. White of Precinct 6? I don't think it's necessary in this deck. I. Hmm. Disciple of Bolus becomes Disciple of Freyles. I guess you're right. No, they said no MDFCs. Um, right. Man, we have so many reanimation effects and just like I don't even know how many things we want to reanimate in this deck. Like, what are we bringing back? Aren't we a lands deck? I guess you bring back. I don't know. I think we cut some of the crappier ones. Uh, yeah, it's unsleeved. Bulligas is pretty mid here. Like, it triggers the commander, but it kind of doesn't do anything else. I think we cut, like, life death. I don't think we need that many reanimation effects. I don't know what we're reanimating. Bloodgas just flips. Grist isn't. But, yeah, right. But Helios said that Grist isn't super relevant to the deck, so I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, this is probably. Lumra's probably the most important card in the deck. Like, we don't need, like, 7 pieces of redundancy for it, you know what I'm saying? Bloodcast plus white is a combo. Yeah, I suppose. How often do you need that, though? Like, the problem is, our curve is actually pretty low. Like, look at this. Getting, like, a billion mana doesn't actually do anything in this list. Can't read most of the card names with your internet. Is the new finished World Sire being considered? It is not. I don't know the card. Oh, that thing. It's funny. I don't know. It's like 8 mana. Seems okay. Pest Infestation for interaction? Maybe. Pest Infestation's not that bad. It's in their maybe pile right now. There we go. Hmm. I think I want to cut Warren Soul Trader. I actually don't think it's that relevant in this deck. I know that sounds crazy, but like we actually don't have that many creatures. We don't have that many creatures that we want to sacrifice. Our curve is really low. We don't have a use for like a dozen mana. I don't know. Seems kind of mid. 110% zoom would help. I mean, I'm at one. I was at 125. You want 150? When you sack lands, it does a little scoot swarm thing. Oh, from the new precon, yeah, maybe. I think. I think those are my cuts. I'll say Elk probably goofed up your deck. That damn Elk. I don't know. I still don't feel like this is bracket 4, to be honest. I think the I don't get me wrong. I think the whole like Dark Depths shenanigan type deck or whatever is funny, and I like it. Um, all that is good and great. This is not bracket 4. Attacking with a 2020 is just not bracket 4. I don't think. I mean, it might work with whatever your play group is doing, but I feel like if you went to a random bracket 4 pod, this deck, even with these changes, gets absolutely stomped. I think with the increase in interaction, it'll help a little bit, but like, I don't know. I just don't understand how this deck beats like actual fast combo. It says yeah, it says bracket 4 because of all the game changers or whatever. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You just cut one, and then it's like bracket 3. It is cringe that crop rotation is a game changer. It probably honestly shouldn't be one. But I don't know. You could just ditch Vampiric Tutor, its card disadvantage or whatever, for anything else, and bada bing, bada boom. This is like very fun and exciting and great bracket 3 deck, in my opinion. Yes, if you remove the game changers, this is probably a 2. It's a cool deck. I really like it. It's just I just don't think it's bracket 4. Which this is the problem with the brackets, right? Is they put a lot of emphasis on the power of individual cards, which ultimately isn't the like real way to determine the power of a deck. How does one get your deck reviewed? Yes, you have to be a patron. I'm changing the way the system works. So previously it was like you put your deck in and there was like a long queue and you have to wait in line. But I'm scrapping the whole queue system, so I'm just going through those. That's what this is. I'm going through those and knocking out the ones in the queue. And it's now going to be a little different. Like you'll pitch your deck and then be like, hey, my deck has X problem, and then I'll look at it and I just take it on as like a case by case basis. It's not like a line or a queue. Yeah. You'll see in the stream at the end of the month, but that's one of the perks for the Patreon thing. Tutors beyond there is kind of weird as tutors are only as powerful as what you tutor for. Yes, I completely agree. I think because here's the thing: is like the bracket system. The brackets already say few tutors. Like there's already a restriction on them. So it doesn't really make sense to have few tutors and then also a bunch of tutors on this is the old list. A bunch of tutors on the game changer thing because they're already pseudo restricted, right? You probably have to wait if you sign up now, though. So no, the way I'm doing it now is it's just going to be like at the end, every month I'll have like a thread where patrons can just like say, here's my deck, here's a problem with it. And it's not like guaranteed that I'll review every single list. I'll just kind of take them, as I have time or as I choose or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. If your deck looks interesting or the problem seems interesting or simple, then I'll review it. Yeah, it's basically for time because I was like running out of time doing all these ones. Tutors and free spells need to be hard stipulations in the brackets. So I do kind of agree if you were like free spells should be stipulations instead of like I don't know. That's the problem. There are free spells that are like fine. Like I don't think submerge is like overpowered. Poor Gamble is a game changer. The 1/2 red gets. Yeah, yeah. Hey, no, there's Hoarding Dragon, right? Hoarding Dragon. Huh? Is that not what it's called? Oh, is it? Am I stupid? Yeah, I'm stupid. There's Hoarding Dragon. How do I feel about the Flare Cycle? I mean, like, the white one's pretty good. The red one's good in CDH. I mean, the green one's just better Cultivate, so it's good. The black one's, like, okay in the right deck. The blue one kind of sucks because non-token blue creature is pretty niche. It's kind of mid. Red one's very good in CDH. The white one's just good. You just want to play with cards you had or liked as a kid. I mean, that's the point of EDH, which is why I don't like. I kind of dislike certain cards being game changers. I got like a few minutes before I hop off. We can do a game changer rant here, right? Game changer update. Here we go. Yeah. So certain cards I think make sense as game changers because of what they do. So like humility, 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% game changer because it like cards like humility punish players for not knowing the card. Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to be responsible and put Reclamation Sage in my deck in case my opponent plays an artifact or enchantment, well, sucks to suck, you needed a more specific piece of removal to beat humility. So that makes sense as a game changer, and maybe keeping that out of bracket 2 is fine. But cards that don't like warp the game too much or actually alter what you do, so like Orcish Bowmasters, I don't think needs to be a game changer. It's like, okay, yeah, it does a lot of damage if you wheel with it, but like also, you know, Nekusar is like one of the most popular commanders. It does a lot of damage when you wheel with it. It's like, I don't know. Obviously, Bowmasters is better than like Nekusar or whatever, but you know, it's like it just does damage. It doesn't do infinite damage. It doesn't kill you. Not knowing about Orcish Bowmasters is like, oh no, I took a bunch of damage from a wheel, but you still continue on with your game plan. It's not like it stops you from drawing cards. It doesn't do any crap like that. And then you just remove it with any creature removal. It doesn't have to be anything specific. So I don't get this being a game changer. Like those things, like I feel like these are totally different like levels of cards. Um, and then yeah, all the tutors like crop rotation. Okay, like Field of the Dead. Maybe this card is like really broken. Like I get it being a game changer because it just you can warp the game. It's too easy to get back, etc., etc. You have to like remove it and exile it. Um, but like if this is a game changer, crop rotation doesn't make any sense. Bowmaster sucks because it snipes down low power creatures. I mean, like lots of things like snipe down low power creatures. I don't know. If Bowmasters plus wheel does, then so does, you know, Gear per Aether Grid plus like artifacts. Like there's a billion things. Bowmaster is really strong against decks that draw a lot of cards, but in lower brackets is basically Enchantress decks. Yeah, you know, I feel like there is too much emphasis on what needs or doesn't need to be on the game changers list. There should be more on why are the brackets separated in with so little detail. Yeah, I wish there was more. I wish there was less game changers and more text being written here or more rules here. I think that would be way better than a lot of game changers. I also think that like 4 is like a really jank bracket as well. Yeah, and I wish also there was something about land ramp or just mana ramp for bracket like 2. Because I think turbo ramp decks destroy bracket 2 and they're not caught in the game changers thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of cards here that, you know, we talked about this with Rachel on the podcast. The biggest boon is that they condense the 10 down to 5. Yeah, I think it's like more people actually use brackets 2, 3, and 4. It's like way better than the 1 to 10 system. It's significantly better than the 1 to 10. Fetch lands should count as half a game changer? No. Definitely not. Just play 4+ game changers. and it's supposed to be bracket 4. Yeah, that's my, I don't know, that's my problem with bracket 4. Bracket 4 is like mass land destruction stacks, like high power stuff that's not seed age viable, but it's also like my precon plus a few upgrades, you know? And if it's my precon plus a few upgrades, it's not going to beat a stack, you know? Yeah, I just wish that there was something different between, because there's like a for bracket 4 there's a meaningful difference between a aristocrat stack that is fully optimized. You have all the good sack outlets, you have good tutors, you have an optimal mana base, you have, you know, blah blah blah, like all the good stuff in there, versus a borderline CDH deck slash old CDH list that's not really like meta anymore, doesn't adhere to the current meta. Like I think the difference between those is big enough to be two separate brackets. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these things on the game changers list. Um, I don't know, mostly a lot of the tutors because it really just has to do with what's in your deck, and there's already a few tutors restrictions, so it's just kind of like I don't get the point. And then some cards that are like really niche, like I mean, it doesn't really matter that Lion's Eye Diamond and Adnaz are there because they're only good in like specific decks in CDH. But it's not like these see play in casual EDH, so I don't know. Like why not let someone play a bracket 2 life loss deck with Ad Nauseam? It feels bad that this is locked into bracket 3, and if you want to build a goofy life loss deck, you don't have access to it. I don't know. Those are just some of my thoughts. I'll probably talk more about brackets eventually, because this is still technically the beta, right? So I think they're going to make another update. All right. Anyway, I am probably going to hop off now. I will catch y'all later. Yeah. Ideally, sometime this week I'll finish up these deck reviews. I know I got more. But yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to my patrons for submitting decks. Deck submissions will be working differently, but if you want to be in the Patreon, check out the Discord, etc., etc. Link is in the description below. What's my favorite deck that I play? My Jace deck. That's my favorite deck. Running LAD in a random list is very funny. It is.